Key men here today, Paul Williams at outside half for Newbridge. In the Welsh squad, returning after great success with Neath. Wales is leading point scorer so far this season.
David Evans, what you might call a cultured outside half. Good hands, good balance, good sense of the tactics of the game, and off whom other players benefit and can play their substantial part.
A lot of young talent on view here today. Average age of both sides, just 25. 7 players, 22 and under. Newbridge centre, Matthew Kehoe.
Mark Bennett, a new arrival from Swansea University in the back row for Cardiff. He has already, you might say, made his mark in the team with his solid tackling and support of the ball.
So the lineups. Wales B fullback David Rees captains Newbridge in the absence of injured flanker Neil James. 5 changes, a welcome return after injury for lock Andrew Sutton, an Arms Park player last season. Cardiff make 2 changes from the team that demolished Swansea. Hooker Ian Watkins plays for the Barbarians at Twickenham, so student Jonathan Humphreys lines up for his first full game. Mike Hall has more hamstring trouble. A late replacement is Damien Griffiths. 55. So the conditions then, the mist down low, the clouds down low here in the Sirhowy Valley. Today's match referee is Mr. Clayton Thomas from Neath, aided of course by 2 referees as touch judge Roy Hope from Pontypridd, has a famous old name, and John Griffiths of Griffithstown. Second phase ball for them too. Kenny Waters on the blind side, the hooker. Cardiff look to have stolen it, but they are penalised, so a penalty to Newbridge, and they decide to run this ball. David Roberts leading the charge. Andy Allen getting involved there with Stuart Nunnally. First flare-up then of this game. And the 2 number 4s being called over by the referee Clayton Thomas. Knowing nod there from Andy Allen, certainly. So it's all cleared up. Paul Williams then going for his 3rd attempt of this first half to put Newbridge ahead. So Paul Williams, 70 points so far this season, over 400 points in his Newbridge career. That's a better shot, and it's there. So Newbridge then in the lead in this first half, thanks to that Paul Williams penalty. And the ball back on the Cardiff side. Once again, though, David Evans decides to kick. Bringing David Rees up. That's a huge leap by the Newbridge fullback. What a superb piece of athleticism by David Rees there. Play allowed to continue for Feely to kick it down the line. Rhea coming across. And into touch. Well, what a leap that was, Gerald, by David Rees.
Well, let's look at this one again from Rees at fullback. This is the 2nd take of the afternoon, but this is the best, really. Some marvellous play by both fullbacks. If you could compliment Rhea earlier on, we can compliment Rees this time. This time, though, it's Newbridge who'll have the throw through Ken Waters, going flat in towards the front, towards Andy Allen. Welsh international lock trying to force his way back now into Welsh contention. An offside decision coming up, I think. And the penalty going to the home side, the defending side, Newbridge. Quickly taken by Feely to give Paul Williams a better angle, but that's not a good kick. Safe one then for Rhea. Chance for him to attack. Steve Ford calling for the ball. The switch is to Mark Ring. Ring, what a mercurial runner he is. Looking now then for support. In come the Cardiff forwards. Here comes the ball, a second phase ball. Paul John should really have transferred that ball more quickly, though. He had men over on that blind side, and it's allowed Newbridge to drive away. Waters the hooker going in there. Good possession for Newbridge. And this time Paul Williams makes no mistake. Clearing to touch. But some lovely touches there from Mark Ring in the centre for Cardiff. Yes, Cardiff have shown some promising moves so far. None better than that one from Ring then, but somehow or other the handling letting them down. But not having treatment for the moment anyway, as it's Steve Feely for Newbridge.
The ball at the feet of Hemi Taylor. Releases it for Feely. That's the kick for Harris to chase. Raya again, though, rock solid in defence. And just taking that one step back into his own 22. Mike Raya toured, of course, Namibia with Wales. 64 points he scored in just 3 games out there, although, of course, he didn't make the test team. Quickly taking line out. Paul Williams looking to launch Roberts, this powerful young man from Bargoed, in the Wales under-20 squad. Possession again then for Newbridge. A chance for Matthew Kehoe. Kehoe going through the flick pass to Harris. Just short, getting support, but the ball's gone forwards. But this time it's Newbridge then who were driving through and so close there to getting the try.
It was such a wonderful move as well coming from... Look at this pass here, well done. A flip pass behind his back, well taken then. Really a move that deserved a try, I think. A very interesting contrast, I think, between the way the two teams are playing. Cardiff, if they get the possession, like to spin it wide if they can. But Newbridge preferring, first of all, as we go finding here with Taylor now, with a back row forwards, bringing in the attack.
Kehoe releases Harris. Out on the overlap is Paul Williams. Trying to dodge past John, but he's tackled just in the corner there. But Paul Williams so close to getting his second league try. He scored one against Portapool last Saturday. Coming so close.
But Newbridge, first of all, like to get their back rows to commit Cardiff, as they have done there through Taylor. But what wonderful way. There's a lovely pass there that Harris had to send Williams into the corner. But here he tries to avoid John, but John has him in his sights, and a good tackle from him.
So Newbridge then with a good attacking position, just 5 metres out from the Cardiff line. Looking for the secondary drive. The pickup, the drive, held up just short. Once again another drive, another try's awarded. Newbridge over. So the first try of the game then goes to Newbridge. So from the scrum then, it's Hemi Taylor, the number 8, who will pick up the ball and drive to go for the line, controlling it well, going for the line there, just held up. Newbridge, though, managing to get possession again, to switch the ball out to that blind side, to claim the try, and in goes Feely.
Having established the position down here, Newbridge very persistent now, wanting to score. They've got the bit between their teeth. Taylor it is who makes the first drive. They go over the top, recover the possession, and Feely who comes to the right of this loose scrum now, and he's the one who dives his way over to get the score.
A replacement now for the injured Richie Collins. Ian Greenslade, the Cardiff replacement, then coming onto the field. A hooker, of course, having to play in the back row.
And this is a phase where they will miss Collins, who's earned a lot of plus points this afternoon in getting the ball at the back of the line out.
So Humphrey is going towards Roy in the middle. Bundled out of it, though, by Andy Sutton. So the penalty award goes to Cardiff. David Evans from just inside his own half will kick, then forward position down towards the 22, and that's a good kick. Quickly taken then by Newbridge to Allen. Feely, and Steve Feely this time nursing the touchline, just though gaining a few yards. Steve Feely, scrum half waiting then, and it's Cardiff who put the ball into the line out. And Cardiff now have made the switch with Humphreys, the hooker, playing in the back row. He's got experience, in fact, of playing in the back row, so Greenslade will go in to hook. Number 17, the replacement there. So it's a scrum then, and Ian Greenslade, the Cardiff replacement, packing down, yes, in the middle of the front row. And it's Steve Feely. Cardiff this time, trying to put pressure. Hemi Taylor, the ball at his feet, releases it, gets it back from Steve Feely. Looking now then for the drive as Cardiff try to turn him. Newbridge going forward, so they'll get the put in again. And certainly when it comes to the drives, the Newbridge 8 very much together, Gerald.
Especially when it stems from the back row. They're making far more use of driving close to the forwards from their back row, more so than Cardiff have, and they're doing well at it.
They try it again then, through Hemi Taylor. getting support from Peter Crane. Nice hands by Feely to Harris. Not much space, though, for him. Tries to keep the ball alive. Steve Feely preparing to feed. Cardiff again trying to put pressure. Untidy ball, and allowing Paul John to get in there to snipe. Evans getting the ball away beautifully to Geraint John. Chance on the far side of the field there. Mark Ring out to Steve Ford. Ford jinking back inside, going for the line. Just held up. Cardiff inches, just inches away from the Newbridge try line as the bodies go flying in. And the best attacking chance then of this game so far for Cardiff, looking there as if they might release their
Let's
backs.
look at this pass here from David Evans. That's a superb pass under pressure from David Evans to Geraint John, and then some impetus coming then from Mark Ring at centre, giving an early chance then to see what Ford could do on the wing, but Newbridge defence equal to it.
Referee wanting a word with Steve Blackmore. We saw him climbing then into that ruck, getting a warning. Cardiff half. So the Cardiff post then in the background. Cardiff, the defending side, with the ball into this line-out. Ian Greenslade, the replacement for Richie Collins, waiting then to throw into the line-out. Roy not getting up that time. The scrum called. And let's see if we have a back row move again here from Newbridge. Emmy Taylor at number 8, such a driving force. This time the ball released out for Steve Feely to try and get Alan Harris away with that kick. Ball into touch. So Newbridge then inching their way up towards the Cardiff try line.
Two good kicks, Paul Williams first of all, and then that one by Feely has really driven Cardiff back and given the advantage now, most certainly, to Newbridge.
Newbridge then looking as they did at the end of the first half to take advantage of getting down into this position. Feely the scrum half waits. Tap back by Nunnally. Up forward was that by Greenslade. Play allowed to continue. The ball away, Feely again. Ken Waters going, the hooker, going for the line, trying to drive him over his fellow forwards, but not getting there. But Newbridge will get the put in at this set scrub.
They have a far more robust approach from the forwards than Cardiff.
So this is an excellent attacking position then for Newbridge, leading by 7 points to 0. Steve Feely waiting to feed. Hemi Taylor calling for the drive, picking up, driving over, going towards the line and getting there. So it's the New Zealand number 8 then, Hemi Taylor, who gets Newbridge's second try of this game and his second try in the league competition, having scored at Pontypool last week. 11 points to 0 to Newbridge. Greer's response is a good one. So let's find out then from Sarah the details of Richie Collins' injury.
Bob, he's having stitches in cuts on the back of his head and his eye at the moment.
So disappointing news there for Cardiff. And it'll be an uncomfortable policeman's helmet that sits on Richie Collins' head after those couple of bangs that he took in this game. Feely waits then. Williams will look to switch. Back to strength. Now looking for back row support. Newbridge going on. A lot more drive, a lot more pattern in their play, particularly in the second half. Waters adds his weight as on go Newbridge. Peter Crane this time. And again, the ball is in Newbridge hands. And going forward, says referee Thomas, they will get the put in here.
They'll be far more purposeful, far more aggressive at forward, knowing exactly what each person is doing, knowing what to do, whereas it seems to me that Cardiff, increasingly this half, are somewhat in disarray. Not sure quite what to do, what the response should be.
Chance again for Newbridge to attack. It's Feely feeds. Once again, the pickup is by Hemi Taylor. Going past Edwards, driving on past Raya. Feely can't take it, though, and a second chance for Raya before being bundled into touch. But so much mileage for Newbridge in the runs and the drive here of Hemi Taylor.
And as I said earlier on, this is the key area of the game. This is where Newbridge has seen their attacks come from, stemming, as always, from the back row. This time it's Hemi Taylor.
Rather untidy ball. Some feet in there too, but not spotted, I don't think. As Cardiff take it quickly, Paul John giving a chance to Damien Griffiths down this near touchline, tackled by Feely. As Cardiff dive in, looking now then for the second phase possession. Here he comes. Evans to John to Ray. Raya up from fullback. Forward outside him. Chance then for the winger. But well tackled into touch there by Jonathan Westwoods. The young Newbridge left winger, natural fullback, Welsh youth fullback last season.
Cardiff have never been able to get a proper platform for the three-quarters, and this is what happens. This is very pedestrian, really, from Cardiff in the back division. The passing and getting there, but no momentum at all to the attack.
So the line-out forming then, as the mist comes down again at the end of this match. Cardiff with the throw-in at the line-out through Ian Greenslade. Back, though, on the Newbridge side, taken in by Andy Allen. Ken Waters there also, the hooker, in the middle of that, as Newbridge then look to drive it on. Here they go, on towards the Cardiff try line. Looking to get it down. Just held up, though, for the moment, going back. Number 5, Andy Sutton going in. But the ball not there, and it's not going to come back, is it? Clayton Thomas's decision.
Of games today, the game between number 1 in the Heineken League, Swansea, as they kick off, and defending that kick-off, Newbridge. And already they're on the defensive. The sun and the breeze into the faces of the Newbridge players. That's too long from Hayward. Offers Arnold a chance to charge. Slightly lateral, that. Quite gain the momentum required by Swansea. This is good driving by Newbridge. Feely engulfed, and indeed from an offside position. The penalty, the first of the game, to Newbridge. John Rowland. Already Newbridge keen to keep the ball to hand. Feely and Hayward, not quite as smooth as they would have liked, but the kick from Hayward, nicely done. It's good timing by Arnold, but not straight. The option to Newbridge, they decide on a scrum. Simon Davis just slightly exposed on that left-hand side of the Swansea defence. David Joseph, member of the Welsh squad, finally engages. Chance for Hemi Taylor to attack that right-hand side, but it's Swansea that are penalised, collapsing the scrum, and the first kick at goal will go to Newbridge. Newbridge's first chance of points on the board as they challenge Swansea's supremacy at the top of the first division of the Heineken League. And Byron Hayward strikes a post. What a miss from Crane. It was there, right on, and suddenly away comes Scott Gibbs with a kick. Still Richard Brown. It's nicely manufactured. Downfield it will be from Ian Davis as far as possible. Sun just playing the odd trick on the Newbridge defenders, but David Rees solid enough and sensible enough just to settle things.
Byron Hayward stroked it beautifully. Thought it was going between the posts, but it came off the post. Swansea caught napping, goes loose, and David Crane following up just knocked the ball out of his grasp. and problems on this side of the scrum where David Joseph has been penalised once for going to collapse in the scrum. Very difficult to decide who's doing the bother this side.
As Chris Jones stays with David Joseph and John Rowlands on this side. Aled Williams, the chance for Swansea to counter-attack. Titley, lovely hands. Clement away from the defence. The foot just in touches. Crandon intercepts.
Swansea showing that they're prepared to move the ball amongst their backs. Also good shuffling by the Newbridge backs. Notice they're going to cross field. Lovely coming in and slipping work done by Titley, but good attacking running by Clement. But there's where his foot goes into touch.
Again, you see the front rows right up in the air, and Ken Waters under pressure.
Yes, there's problems with Gary Jenkins and Waters. They both put in the heads into each other.
He would just about hold that, and the carrot dangled from Feely. But Ian Davis, remarkable covering work by the number 8, and saves the side.
And Feely puts a beauty into the box now. He's hanging high there. Clement's coming for the ball. He should have called my ball, but watch Simon Davis going back and Clement. The two clash and it goes astray.
15 minutes gone.
Again, I think you'll see the referee coming across to sort this out here between Joseph and Rowlands. There's continual collapsing on this side.
Robert Jones. There is space there for Jones. Needs a kind bounce. It's perfect. Is the support there? Scott Gibbs is there. Needs an angle, but Titley took his eye off the ball. And again, frustratingly for Swansea, what would have been a certain try goes begging.
It's a beautiful chip by Robert Jones, to perfection, no cover there.
Just ready to take the next one. Space is left side for Swansea, should they win it. Gary Jenkins. No great momentum as yet, the chance is on, but the pass forcing Clement to check, but such strength from the fullback. Gibbs next in line, the support of Arnold, but
Swansea driving, putting the pressure on, and really no momentum. But Anthony Clement's so strong, he's looking so sharp these days. Look at that off his left foot. Tremendous speed off the mark, driving in, looking to set up. Gibbs on his shoulder, good run off to the centre. The referee said he played the ball off the floor.
there is space on that far side, should Taylor and Feely want to exploit. Brings in Clement, and again, not quite the understanding between the two Swansea players. Ian Davis hurt, or Richard Webster rather. Feely, brilliantly done. Superb running, very nearly there. Crane, the support running as well. But Steve Feely, quite an amazing character, and so forthright despite his size.
And Feely is using that short side. He's so stocky, so strong. Misunderstanding this lovely dummy. Now just watch for strength. Robert Jones, a great cover tackler. In he comes, bang! He just flattens the Swansea scrum half. He gets the support in. Great play by Crane, the flanker. But there's when it all went wrong for Newbridge. But great running by Feely.
And in the meantime, from that line-out, Newbridge awarded a penalty. And interesting that they have a movement on here. They won't kick at goal. Front row men, John Rowlands 1, Ken Waters 2, with a ploy. Crane 7, the flanker, on the storming run. The Waters next in line. He's a difficult man to stop. Just watch his strength. Just needs someone to drive him straight ahead. On its way again. Dancing feet. Hayward has found lots of tacklers, unfortunately, but the reason was they were in an offside position. That's why he couldn't find the gap that Titley gets away from the first tackler. The dancing feet, so effective yet again. The support of Webster, vital. Swansea, even from that difficult position, get into first gear at least. Now it's up to second gear. Superb hands by Robert Jones. Clement yet again. Can someone get close? Scott Gibbs can. The next one in line is vital. Kept alive. Jones just the fumble, and again, frustratingly, such promise comes to nothing.
Garen Jenkins goes in, and a beautiful flick pass by Robert Jones. That was pure magic, and Clement's so strong, looking for support. Gibbs is supported well all afternoon. Where's the next man coming? He's waiting. Where's the next man? He pops it up, but Robert Jones knocks it on.
Again, Moriarty positioned one from the back, just in front of Richard Webster, but the decoy on again. Into midfield, Aled Williams, lots of running, but a long way back, away from the gain line. And that's Swansea's problem at the moment. Things are happening too far away from the opposition, and Newbridge shuffling very well and cutting down all the options. Still, on goes Swansea. It's on its way. There are men over if they can be quickly used. Scott Gibbs. David Rees was a good call. Well, no, they weren't. Away 10 metres, and the penalty awarded to Swansea. Didn't retreat away from where the ball was landing. Points have been very difficult to come by in the first half. Just 2 minutes remaining. The chance for Aled Williams to draw things level. The outs in half succeeds, as had the Newbridge outs in half earlier on in the half, and so we're back to level terms. Waters supports well. Can he now make up a direct route? It's there to be won. Now it's Feely. David Roberts. He's a difficult man to stop as well. Low centre of gravity. Stays on his feet well. And that is important for Swansea. To lose or to give away a penalty at this point in time in the half and in that position really is a loss of concentration. What an important kick this is for Byron Hayward. We're into time, added on for injuries at the end of the first half. The scores are level, and what a psychological boost this would be for the visiting team here. Superbly struck by Hayward, and again puts his side back into a 3-point lead and gives them so much added confidence. Again, Feely waiting for the scrum to be static. Chris Jones has shown a great deal of patience with the scrums, because there's been a consistent succession of collapsed scrums, and soon surely he'll have to start penalising. This time a better scrum from Newbridge. Manley, thrustful work, good layback as well. Hayward this time the chance to get it into midfield. Crandon and Brown in pursuit. Robert Jones not quite able to claim it, although good work by Reynolds. Now the chance for Mark Titley to attack. No space, well covered by Peter Crane. And at the end of the half, it's the visiting team, the team lying second in the first division of the Heineken League, that holds the advantage, the chance for Mark Titley to attack. No space, well covered by Peter Crane. And at the end of the half, it's the visiting team, the team lying second in the first division of the Heineken League, that holds the advantage here at St Helens, a match that hasn't really flowed. Hayward just making enough space for himself outside Alan Reynolds to clear his lines.
Just in the Swansea, put 2 back row men in the third line.
As Moriarty takes his revenge on Andy Sutton, and indeed silly from Richard Moriarty. He had been pushed and took retribution when he shouldn't have done so.
Watch Moriarty, look, he's been pushed, he's been leaned on, and Sutton wins it, but there's the right-hander right in front of the referee.
Moriarty claims it though. Does well to hold it up as well. It means that the Swansea forwards can choose which way they want to go. A little drawing of the fringes. Gary Jenkins spots the open side weakness. Crane denies him. It's well driven by Swansea. The snipe from Robert Jones. The support of Richard Webster. The 22 breached. Tremendous running from Webster. Now Swansea, if they can claim that quickly. There are bodies on the wrong side of the ball. But somehow there are men over here but Richard Brown satisfied to clear his lines, and that yet again exceptionally well done by Newbridge. On the retreat, they were on the rack, but they claimed the ball and cleared their lines.
Short, squat player, inside one, looking for somebody to get rid of the ball, but there's where again a knock on. That's been the story of Swansea's match this afternoon.
Swansea scrum just going backwards. Good interplay between Jones and Williams again, but it was blocking off the defender, running in front of the attacker by Swansea, and the penalty awarded against them. It really looked so promising.
And this is good play by Robert Jones and Andy Williams. Beautiful hands, and I think this is a definite penalty. Just watch Scott Gibbs. He comes in there, takes a man half out of the game, and that's obstruction.
Both hookers, Gavin Jenkins and Ken Waters, vied for the hooking position in the World Cup. It's Gavin Jenkins in the driving seat at the moment. Scott Gibbs, there is space there for Gibbs, brilliantly done by the centre. The support running inside him, Ian Davis and John Rowland fight for possession. Swansea here, if they can spread the ball wide, have all sorts of options open. Tremendous advantage numerically out wide, but again for them, but a penalty awarded. And Newbridge, having stemmed the flow there, will feel aggrieved that someone there gave away a penalty.
For the first time, Feeney puts in a poor kick, which Swansea tried to use. Just look at Scott Gibbs' running angles. Crandon goes outside, leaves him to Crane, but he shrugs off the flanker, Scott Gibbs, and he's looking for support on his inside. Gives the pass, floats up, Ian Davis gets it along with Rowlands. Now Swansea driving towards the line, but that was all created by a great run by Scott Gibbs in the centre.
Williams surely will bring things level from there. 3 points to the outside half. Further 3 points to Swansea, and it's 6-all.
And there's Clement at the back of the scrum. Will we see the eye, Gary Owen? There it goes.
Brings David Rees out of his 22. The full-back does well, but under pressure. Driven on by Kevin Hopkins. It's on its way for Swansea. Robert Jones gets Titley, switching the direction of play. There's the support and the space there. Good running yet again by Gibbs, supporting his outside half. The forwards this time so quick to support. Richard Webster, just slightly isolated for the moment, now gets the support of the other forwards. They're over the line, they've scored the try, and that surely is deserved. It was Webster that set up the head of steam. Well, it was him at the bottom of it all.
Great running by Titley, lovely pass, but watch for the running off the ball. There's Webster. Scott Gibbs looked very sharp this afternoon, got up from his feet. Now the strength of Richard Webster. Two men he's knocked off, then another one, and the Swansea pack are now about to get behind him. There's number 6 Reynolds, Moriarty's here, they drive the flanker over. The referee, he seemed to say he could see it. Newbridge weren't too happy, but he wanted the flanker to try. Change of direction was caught Newbridge really out, and a lovely pass from Titley, and Scott Gibbs all running off the ball, all looking to put into different angles. But for me, Richard Webster's been the man of the match for Swansea. Just threw a man out of the way, looking to crack the number 14 out of the way, takes him out of the game. Now he's waiting for his forwards. Look, there he is. Keep an eye out. Number 10's there trying to stop the ball. Gets over the line. Did he ground the ball? The referee says yes, and he's the man that counts.
Newbridge's choice of a two-man line. Emmy Taylor against Ian Davis at the back. They claim it as well. Hayward. That's not the prettiest movement from David Roberts. Offers Richard Webster. Needs to time his pass. Scott Gibbs. The man is free outside. Simon Davis won't be caught. Brilliantly done. It really is a killer blow for Newbridge. It was they that were in the driving seat. One mistake by the flanker, and you don't offer Swansea a second chance.
And I don't know what the flanker was doing, David Roberts here. Should have driven in, grab a kick, but full credit to Scott Gibbs. Got the ball, and to that man, yet again, Richard Webster. Been magnificent this afternoon. Drew the pass, and give credit yet again to Scott Gibbs. He was involved first of all. Once it's out to Simon Davis, it's good night. You're not going to catch the Swansea flyer. And the Newbridge division, back division, very, very flat. There's room if Ali Williams wants to put the ball behind them.
Again, the front row is penalised. David Rees keen to come up and take control. Byron Hayward can draw Swansea back to within 5 points of his team's score here, should he succeed. That is a beautifully struck kick by Byron Hayward. So, the flame flickers on for Newbridge. 5 points, and thanks to number 10, Byron Hayward.
Looking at Kevin Hopkins there, will he join the scrum if they go for the second shove?
Again, lots of running. Scott Gibbs has gone blindside. He's drawn the defence. The back row still there, intact for Newbridge, though. Swansea forwards now release. Kevin Hopkins, the try. The captain rounds it off what is bound to be now a Swansea victory.
So many different options been used. Players have run everywhere. There's Aled Williams going back, so Robert Jones said, let's go for safety. Kevin Hopkins, ever so strong, go for the line. Goes to ground it, but look, definitely the ball out of his grasp. There it goes loose. Definitely not a try, and I know the Newbridge players were very, very disappointed with that decision.
Conversions haven't been as successful as penalties for Aled Williams. This time, though, changes that pattern as well. Excellent kick, and that's the end of the game as Chris Jones whistles, and Swansea then maintain that lead of theirs, or indeed increase that lead of theirs at the top of the First Division.